Now, in our personal life, especially in our spiritual life, we also need samiksha. You know, when Baba was alive, he did this dharma samiksha. We would go in front of him, stand in front of him, and he will do our body scan. And he will say, oh, you have done this, you have done that. There was one boy, he was a principal of a school. He came in front of him, and Baba said, 2 weeks ago, it was a Sunday, and at 5 p.m., what did you do? He said, oh, no, I was just in the school, and we have Dhamma Chakra at 6 o'clock. So I was preparing for Magis to come. Yes, yes, I know you have Dhamma Chakra at 6 o'clock, but before the Magis came, what you did? So he was not able to, or he didn't want to say. Baba says, and it was a fasting day. So then he realized what he had done, but he didn't want to say in front of everybody. So Baba said, at 5 o'clock, he went to the shop across his school. He bought some lemon and some sugar, and he came and he made a drink. Because it was a fasting day, he was very thirsty. So usually we do fasting, the dadas and didis, the monks and nuns, they do without water. So he made this drink and he drank this lemon drink with sugar, and then he threw the lemon peels out of the window so that nobody will see that he ate. He says, when you were drinking that lemon drink, I was present in that water. Even where the rays of sun do not go, my eyes are there watching. So like this, he says, there is nothing wrong with drinking lemon water, but not on a fasting day. You should have drank, the following morning, and not with sugar, but you should have drank with salt, because with sugar it makes it more acidic. So Baba used to, in Samiksha, it only lasted for, I think, 3 months or so. It did not last for a long time, but many people came and he would do their Dharma Samiksha. He will tell what is the... When I had my Dharma Samiksha, he said my liver was a little weak. So he prescribed certain asanas that I should do these asanas. So like that he used to do. There was one Didi who came and he says, usually, you should not sleep on your stomach. You should not lie down when you sleep on the stomach. You should, you have that habit, you should not do that. And then different people came, he prescribed different things. There was one woman who came. Baba says, usually I don't tell these things before everybody, but in your case I'll have to tell, because you have a very deep habit of stealing from the store. When you go to the store, and she says you have stolen 12 times and you have not been caught. Today is the first day that you are caught. But if one day you are caught, just imagine what will be your condition, before the whole world. What will they say? You are such an educated lady and everybody knows you, so you are so respectful, and you still have that habit and you do. So he says, like this, the small things. You took bath this morning, but you did not use a clean towel to wipe yourself. Even those kind of things Baba would point out of how to refine our character, because there is nobody in the world who will tell us the things which we do. But at least we can be our own reflecting. We can do our own dharma samiksha. So every night, if we, for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we just make a note of, in an abbreviated form, oh, this is my defect, this is my defect, this is my defect, I'm lazy, or I'm greedy, or I'm this, or I'm that. You don't have to tell to the whole world that you are this, but at least for yourself, if you are conscious that, oh, these are my defects, then over a period of time you can improve it. So he says that this habit of samiksha is a very good habit. It should be done by every spiritual aspirant. Baba gave Dharma Samiksha only just to point out, but actually that doesn't mean that period of Dharma Samiksha is over. Means Dharma Samiksha means you do Samiksha from the point of view of what is useful for us, or what is useful for us for our spiritual development. But even in our worldly life, I think it is a good habit that we do this self-reflection. That's actually really the purpose of education, is to make us, to develop our degree of conscience so that we can do that, proper reflection. And then next is the pariksha. Pariksha means examination, the test of life. And the life itself is the test, which puts us to test. I may say I am a very elevated person, but it doesn't matter what we think or what we say. It is the life which will put us to test of whether we have developed those qualities which are needed for our spiritual attainment. So tests will come in life. They are at every step the tests come. And pratiksha means to wait. Some things they require waiting and they mature at a certain over time. If you go on a rainy day, if you are walking outside, you will get on your clothes all the mud on your clothes. And you say, oh, it's now I have to clean it immediately. And if you try to remove that dust, it makes it even more muddy. It makes it even more, it spoils the rest of your clothes. But if you just wait and let it, dry, and then just one time if you will do like this, the dust will disappear. Is it not? So if somebody has done any mistake, and if immediately you point out, then that will cause hurt to the person. But if you wait a little while, and then that person has become normal and has lost that, then if you mention, oh, that day you did this, I think you should not have done like that. Then the person will not mind, because already it's not as fresh in their mind, and you can. So there is a case to be made for this maturing of our sanskar. Some things we cannot be the immediate judge of our actions. We have to see that. The other day I was in one city, and the host where I was staying, and he was not well or something. He has some head injury and something, and I told him for some spiritual remedy. But he says he used some very harsh language. To say this is all bullshit, something like that. He said. And I was surprised to hear it from him, because I know he respects and he values all these things, but still he was in anger or he was in pain or whatever, and he said it like this. So I said, okay, I just get quiet, not say anything. And then the next day he came to me and he said, I'm very sorry that I don't know why I never said anything, but I said to you particularly, I was very, very sorry. I said, no, don't mind, it happens like this, maybe some anger is there, it comes out sometimes. So this is, it is human that we have so many things inside of us and we can make mistakes, but that doesn't mean that those mistakes should define us. So what defines us is not our mistakes. What defines us is what we want, what we aspire for, what our goal is. So, and once we are, associate with our goal. I remember my worldly father, he was a criminal lawyer, in the Supreme Court, and he had one colleague who was a senior lawyer, and he used to work with him. So one day he went to his house, and to prepare his cases. He was not there at that time, his sister was there, and they had some fight or some altercation. She said something, he said something. So later on, that sister of his colleague, she complained that, oh, your colleague said like this. So what, he's a member of our family, he said something, doesn't matter. And he did not really make it a big thing. But after 6 months, after they had discussed their cases, and one day they were sitting and they had finished their work, he said, Mr. Kohli, can I give you a piece of advice? Sure, yeah, he was very open. He said, yes. Never have altercation with a woman. So he gave his peace of mind that, don't get into argument, because they are sentimental, they are emotional, and you should not have this. So he says, but if he had said that, it would have disturbed their work. They had many cases to prepare and things. But so in life, there are times when we just have to wait and things will work themselves out. How worse it might be, situation might be, we just wait enough and things will resolve. And finally is the pratishtha, or establishment in the whole. As Vishwamitra ji was saying this morning, that in his Dharma Shastra, that what is important is that we don't say that, okay, if you're not in this lifetime, next lifetime. Baba says, no, I want that you should attain your goal within this very lifetime, because you have got this human body and it is such a precious thing to have this human body. Now utilize this human body in order to reach your final destination. So we have to attain the Tishtha. So the spiritual inclination starts as a seed within, grows and expresses through a sense of wonder, innocence, gratitude, awe, beauty, joy, dance, spontaneity, humor, and ultimately consummates in total surrender, love for life and the world around. So, if we lose all these things in the process of life, if we lose the sense of wonder, if we lose the sense of awe, if we lose this sense of beauty and joy and spontaneity and sense of humor, then it's like, it's somewhere we have deviated from our path. So the spiritual journey is to begin by having that, by recognition of that grace, that it is by cosmic grace that we are here on this earth, and with that grace we live in this world to do positive things and ultimately, to create this world a better place.